friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Mr. B. As we know, science has many mystery and strange things around it. The experiment conducted in this stream also follows the same rule. In this video, I'm gonna talk about two experiments which gave strange results to this work. Let's get into the video to see about. Imagine that you're volunteer for an experiment, but when you show up at the lab, you discover the researcher wants you to murder an innocent person. You protest, but the researcher firmly states the experiment requires that you do it. Would you accuse and kill the person? When asked what they would do in such a situation, almost everyone replies that of course they would refuse to commit murder. But Stanley Milgram's famous obedience experiment conducted at Yale University in the early 1960s revealed that this optimistic belief is wrong. If the request is presented in the right way, almost all of us quite obediently become killers. Milgram told subjects they were participating in an experiment to determine the effect of punishment on learning. One volunteer, who was in reality an actor in cahoots with Milgram, would attempt to memorize a series of word paths. The other volunteer, the real subject, would read out the word path and give the learner an electric shock every time he got an answer wrong. The shock increased in intensity by 15 volts with each wrong answer. The experiment began. The learner eventually got some answers wrong, and then some more, and soon the shocks reached 120 volts. At this point, the learner started crying out, "Hey, this really hurts." At 150 volts, the learner screamed with pain and demanded to be let out. Confused, most volunteers turned around and asked the researcher what they should do. The researcher always calmly replied, "The experiment requires that you continue." Milgram actually had no interest in the effect of punishment on learning. What he really wanted to see was how long people would keep pressing the shock button before they refused to participate in an increasingly sadistic experiment. Would they remain obedient to the authority of the researcher up to the point of killing someone? To Milgram's surprise, even though volunteers could plainly hear the agonized cries of the learner echoing through the walls of the lab from the neighboring room, 2/3 of them continued to press the shock button all the way up to the end of stage, 450 volts, by which time the learner had fallen into an eerie silence, apparently dead. Milgram subjects sweated and shook, and some laughed hysterically, but they kept pressing the button even more disturbingly. When volunteers could neither see nor hear feedback from the learner, complaints with the order to give ever greater shocker was almost 100%. Milgram later commented, "I would say, on the basis of having observed 1,000 people in the experiment and having my own intuition shaped and informed by this experiment, that if a system of death camps is set up in the United States of this sort we had seen in Nazi Germany, one would be able to find sufficient personnel for those camps in any medium-sized American town." Next we are going to talk about Stanford prison experiment. Do you think why are prisons are such violent places? Is it because of the character of the inhabitants, or is it due to the corrosive effect of the power structure of the prisons themselves? Determined to find an answer, Philip Zimbardo created a mock prison in the basement of the Stanford Psychology Department. He recruited clean-cut young men as volunteers. None had criminal records and all rated normal on psychological tests. And he randomly assigned half of them to play the role of prisoner and the other half to play guards. His plan was that he would step back for 2 weeks and observe how these modern citizens interacted with each other in their new rooms. What happened next has become the stuff of legend. Social conditions in the mock prison progressively worsened with stunning rapidity. On the first night, the prisoners staged a revolt, and the guards, feeling threatened by the insubordination of the prisoners, cracked down hard. They began devising creative ways to discipline the prisoners, using methods such as random strike searches, sleep deprivation, and withholding of the food, etc. Under these pressure, prisoners began to crack. The first one left after only 36 hours, screaming that he felt like he was burning up inside. Within 6 days, 4 more prisoners had followed the fate, one of whom had broken out in a full-body stress-related rash. It was clear that for everyone involved, the new roles had quickly become more than just a game. Even Zimbardo himself felt seduced by the corrosive psychology of the situation. He began entertaining paranoid fears that his prisoners were planning a breakout, and he tried to contact the real police for help. Luckily, at this point, Zimbardo realized things had gone too far. Only 6 days had passed, but already the happy college kids who had begun the experiment had transformed into sullen prisoners and sadistic guards. Zimbardo called a meeting the next morning and told everyone they could go home. The remaining prisoners were relieved, but telling me the guards were upset. They had been enjoying their newfound power and had no desire to give it up. Subscribe my channel for more videos like this. Have a nice day.